everybody? Welcome to the Raw Recap. It is yours truly, the Drip King, and we got a lot of stuff going on tonight on the Go Home show for Extreme. Like, I didn't even know it was the Go Home show until last night on the Positively Awesome podcast. Tidy had to fill me in on it. But what we had, like I said, a Go Home show with a lot to take home from. So, with nothing further to do, we just gonna jump right into the show. Judgment Day coming out, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and everybody's favorite new heel, Dom. Basically, Finn comes out, he cuts a promo on Edge. He lets know, like, hey, you can't outrun fate forever. You came back from the injury, but you're going to say I quit this Saturday, and yada, yada, yada. He just keeps going on in and on about Edge. Then Dom takes the mic, and he tells Ray he hates him. He has a new family now. And then Finn takes it back, and he's just basically like, AJ, don't make me do bad things to you, bud. So we got three people they feuding with at the same time, which is Survivor Series kind of just that tells me Survivor Series. But it is very cool that it's not just, hey, we're after this one guy, and they're focused that whole time on one person. They're everywhere. There's intertwining stories. That's the way I like it to be done, because then you never know what to expect, what's going on. Wow. Hey, Drip, enjoy the recap slot. Hey, appreciate you, Tyler. I appreciate everything you do too, bud. You awesome. And then we got El Capitan is here. Thank you for joining as well, bud. So then what that basically leads to is AJ coming out, and then we get an AJ and Rey Mysterio taking on Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Decent tag match to start off the show. In the end, Ray gets distracted by Dom. Dom gets on his knees. He's like, hit me, Dad, hit me. And Ray won't do it. AJ goes for a tag. Ray's not there. Rhea takes out Ray when the ref was distracted. Some kind of nonsense like that. And then AJ just basically is... he's getting taken out. He's by himself. And then Judgment Day picks up the win. Good. Judgment Day should keep picking up wins, because if they're going to be a serious threat, they need the wins under the belt. I like to see it happen. After the match, very interesting. Ray comes in. He apologizes to AJ. AJ does not like it. He lets Ray know, it's your fault we lost. He shoves Ray to the ground. That's some bad AJ right there. Ray, beside himself, gets out of the ring, starts taking his gloves off and walking to the back. As this happens, Judgment Day attacks AJ. He done pushed the only man that was out there to save him, and now he's out there to get his butt whooped on his own, and that's what they do. They leave AJ laying. Finn, he says, I'm your only friend. He's literally trying to just sell him on the idea, you need to join us. Same thing we kind of saw with Dom. I don't see it happening with AJ, though. AJ joining our Judgment Day. Tidy thinks differently, but I'm not tired. It's not happening. I don't see it happening. But that was the opening segment. It was a nice transition from segment to match to just more story unfolding before our eyes. I'll be very curious to see where this AJ thing is going now. The dissension between him and Ray, I would not have seen coming. So we'll see. After that, they show Bobby Lashley, United States champion, arriving to the show earlier in the day. He's like, look, I've beaten Brock, I've beaten Roman, I've beaten Seth Rollins. He lists off all these accomplishments. In fact, nice list of accomplishments, too. I might add Mr. Bobby Lashley. And he says, I'm looking for the next competition. In comes Mustafa Ali. Sorry about that, bud. And I didn't see that one coming. And he says, I'm done waiting. I want my opportunity. Bobby says, you keep working hard, bud. He pats him on the chest. He goes, I'll give you the opportunity. You keep working. He goes, no, you ain't listening. He pulls Bobby back. He goes, I'm demanding my opportunity tonight. So Bobby says, all right, you got it. So then we go to Sami Zayn sighting. I did not see this one coming tonight, so that was always fun. Cap needs sleep, but he had to be here to watch it. Yes, absolutely. You got to know what's happening. I'll break it down for you. Got Jimmy Baby. What up? Thank you for joining us. Hafizal. Thank you for joining, bud. So Sami Zayn, he's back there. He's telling a story to Jimmy Uso and Solo, and they're all having a good time. They're all laughing. It's all awesome. Everybody is just having a fantastic time. And then in comes Mr. Grump, Jey Uso. He goes, "What's so funny, Oos?" Sami Zayn's like, it's not for you. And then they say, "Hey, we're here to let everyone know, let these fools know that the tribal chief will be here next week." Sami Zayn isn't God, bro. He's a step above that because Roman's God mode. Sami Zayn, I don't even know what you would call it. I don't even know what you would call it. King Woo, appreciate it, Mr. Invisible Hand. So from there, Jay's like, "All right, well, let's go then." And they start walking off. They run into Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, and Sammy's like, "Hey, get ready to acknowledge your tribal chief next week because he's gonna be here." They say the only thing you can acknowledge is D's. D'Angelo cuts him off. They pan down. I don't know how it happened. Montez Ford, his foot is hurt. He's in a boot, so don't know what happened there. So obviously we're not getting a tag team match. Not a bad thing. Don't think I wanted to see that tag team match between the Usos again, which is what I thought was about to happen. So it didn't. And then Angelo Dawkins steps up, Solo, and he gets in Sammy's face. Solo Sikoa says, "Why don't you say it to me?" And then he got in his face, set up a match for them later tonight. I'm all for that. Angelo Dawkins, highly underrated. Solo Sikoa impressing me every single week. That's a new match. Love it, love it, love it. I want to see it. So that was another effective little backstage segment to go along with the show. Up next, Mustafa Ali versus Bobby Lashley. It was competitive for a little bit, but then Bobby Lashley just started destroying this man. And the story here was that no matter what Bobby did, Mustafa Ali just kept crawling back. Bobby said, "Stay down." He picked him up, "Stay down." Mustafa slapped the crap out of him. You see Bobby's eyes just go, whoop. I can't show you, got the goggles on, but they get as big as these lenses. He's like, "You little mother." Picks him up, throws him to the outside. He does the turnbuckle spot twice on Mustafa Ali. Then Gorilla presses him in the timetable, goes in the rings. Count that man out. He doesn't stay down. He gets in before the 10 count comes. It's like, when is this man going to stop? So Bobby hits him with the spear. Nice elbow, Mustafa. And then he puts him in the hurt lock. He ain't tapping. He goes to sleep, and they call the match. So Mustafa just basically said, "Yo, you may beat me, but I ain't giving up. I liked it. It showed some fight in them." Sami and Solo versus Street Profits at Extreme Rules and Montez. I don't see Montez being healthy enough. He was moving around a little bit later in the show, but when he came out for the entrance, you could tell that foot was bothering him. So I don't see that one happening. But after the match, Bobby Lashley goes over. He goes to help up Mustafa Ali, give him the acknowledgement, like, "Hey, you fought hard, kid." But in comes Seth Rollins to take this man out. He hits him with a curb stomp. Bobby starts to get up. Seth hits him with another curb stomp, this time on the United States title. And then he's all, he's doing this maniacal Seth laugh, as only Seth can do. Then he goes to the outside, and he goes ahead and stomps Mustafa Ali on the outside as well, just for good measures. I'm all for that. Seth says, "I got no chill. I don't give a hell damn who y'all are. I'm going to stomp you into oblivion." Commercial break. Come back. It's time for the Rollins-Riddle face-off. The only thing I don't like about this is he came out and attacked Bobby Lashley. There's no way Bobby Lashley's just going to get up and go to the back. He's going to want to fight this man when he gets up. So they probably should have spaced this out somehow, some way. I don't know. That's my only gripe there. Very, very small, though, so I won't go too far into it. Bobby and Ali had the best psychological work tonight. Yes. Good shout there. I would say that the psychology to this match was awesome, and it helped the match. They kind of seemed a little bit shaky at first, but they found their groove maybe 5 minutes in, and then things smoothed out, and it was a fun match to watch. So Rollins, he's running his mouth, talking that nonsense, and then they show a promo for the Fight Pit. For the people who don't know what the Fight Pit is or what it's about, good on you. That was awesome, because I know not everybody watches NXT, and probably not a lot of people have seen the two matches they've had. So it lets you know what the structure is, what it's about. There's no ropes, all the good jazz involved. Then Seth says, "Yo, you're looking at the new king of the Fight Pit." Out comes Riddle. He ain't on a scooter. What's up with that, bro? And he basically is letting it be know, like, "Rollins, you ain't even been in a Fight Pit. How are you going to call yourself the king of it?" He goes, "And I'm not going to beat you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to kill you in that Fight Pit." Yo, this man say he's going to commit murder on Seth Rollins in a Fight Pit. That's kind of wild. And then he said, after I'm done beating your lifeless body with my elbows and my fist, Daniel Cormier, who is the special guest referee, if you didn't know, but you should know because it's been literally all over the place all day. He says, once he pulls me off of him, the fans ain't going to be singing your song. They're going to be going, bro. Good stuff by that. They didn't catch on right away, but he kept with it. And eventually the fans kind of joined in and they were all, bro. And then Riddle started doing the dance. Seth started getting mad. So then Seth says, all right, I got something for you. And he cocked them with a nice, talking about his kids again. And you see it bothers Riddle. He goes, you got a nice voice. Do you sing that song? Do you sing with that voice to your kids? Oh, wait, you can't even see your kids to sing to them. That was cold right there, Riddle. And then after that, he said something. Oh, he goes, you need that. You can't touch me. You can't touch me. There's a no physical contact clause for this face-to-face. You can't touch me because if you do, you miss out on the big money match. And I know you need the money because child support is a mother these days. Dang, he really digging in on the kids stuff. Then Riddle says, you know what? You came in second to Roman earlier this year when he choked you out in the middle of the ring. He goes, and you know that time you main evented WrestleMania? Wait, you didn't, but Becky did. So he goes, you're second to your buddy Roman, you're second to your wife Becky, and now you're going to be second to me in that fight pit when I take you out. And now Rollins is super pissed. They start getting each other's face. Daniel Cormier comes up on the Tron. He's cutting the most vanilla baby face. I don't even want to call it a promo, just talking that you ever seen. I wasn't interested. I'm not a Cormier fan though. But after that was said and done, Rollins just gets in Riddle's face. He knocks his cap off and he leaves. That's the segment. Very intense, very well done. Kudos for the no contact clause because that's all these dudes have been doing is fighting each other. So the week of the fight, don't let them touch. This was good. The shots were nice. I really like Riddle's here because he didn't go back to, I guess he did with the Becky line. But to, I guess, stand toe-to-toe with Rollins in this scenario and not look like he doesn't belong is always a big deal to me because Rollins, as much as Roman is the man right now, Rollins is the guy in professional wrestling right now, in my opinion. And if you can go stand there in the ring with him and look like his equal, which is what Riddle did tonight. Good job, whatever you want to call it, pat on the back to Riddle, any of that. It's all good because Riddle did his job to perfection tonight. And he's not doing it with the goofy, hey, bro, telling these little kid stories. And also, it was a very serious Riddle, which is what everyone always claims they want to see. So everything about this segment was great. Everything about the show up to this point has been phenomenal. So if you're like, oh, should I watch? Yes, you should be watching Raw. You should not be coming to me. You should be watching. I appreciate you coming to me, but you should be watching the show because it was really good. After that, we go to the back, and it's Candace, and she's walking backstage, and this is where things start to get kooky with the QR stuff. Maybe some people didn't catch it. I thought something was up, but as she's walking and she approaches Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. That's right. I said Alexa. That's very important here. We get one of the QR codes. But before the QR code comes up, there's like a mists or something. The screen kind of does this funky, like foggy looking thing. And I saw an image that someone captured. So obviously someone did catch it to the point where they caught it. They took a screenshot. I don't know how many people have seen it. But there's a picture right above Alexa of the Fiend's face. Maybe. I know sometimes we see what the mind wants us to see, so whatever that is, I don't know. I definitely saw it in the screenshot, and I definitely noticed something was up. The QR code, I'm sorry, I have not looked it up tonight, so I don't know what the QR code was. I imagine it has a lot to do. There you go, you caught it. So someone else caught it. The last fight pit. Actually, the last fight one was Timothy and Ciampa, which was another just brilliant fight pit. It was awesome. But the Riddle Thatcher one was good. But yeah, I didn't catch the QR code. I think it had something to do with Bray. I'm not 100% sorry. I don't got the information for you tonight, people. But it's plastered all over the internet, so you can go find it, I'm sure. But basically, this whole segment was to Bianca said, go get a girl to Candace because she's taking on Dakota. But I think the main reason was to give you the QR code and that foggy, whatever the heck they were doing with it. From there, they go to Miz, and he's on the phone, and he's talking to Maurice, and he's basically talking about the whole "he who shall not be named" Voldemort nonsense with Dexter Lumis, and he goes, "And where's Ciampa? I ain't seen Ciampa in weeks. I don't know what's going on." So as the camera's starting to go away, you see Dexter peeking through a door at him, and then Miz chases off some assistant, and then you go back, the door's shut, Dexter's not there, Miz walks off. That's that segment. Go to the ring, commercial, come back. Then we're at the ring. Sorry. Samson and Delilah. Okay. The Samson and Delilah is the stuff he teased right after WrestleMania when Alexa supposedly turned on him. So if that's what the QR code was, then that's very cool. That's very cool. There you go. The Invisible Hand got it on deck. The last fight pit was between Shimmer. It was fantastic. Both fight pit matches have been fantastic, though. They're very brutal and violent, but they're different, and I like them. So the Candace, Larae, Dakota Kai match, very good. Surprise winner here. Not gonna lie, I really thought Candace was gonna win, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just see what Candace is doing. She's slowly getting them legs behind underneath her again. Dakota Kai picks up the win here, though. So, hey, good on that one. I want to see more of these kind of wins, and we get another one tonight too, which blew my mind, but I love it. I love it when it happens. Obviously, Bayley got involved, so that's why Dakota Kai was able to get the win. But that's okay. Candace, it's her second match back. It's not going to hurt her here. Dakota Kai needs this win a lot more than Candace does at the moment because Damage Control is supposed to be the top thing for the women's division right now. Yes, even ahead of the champions. Damage Control is supposed to be that big of a deal. That's why they're on the TV so much. So giving her that win is a very big deal. In your opinion, how much longer can they delay Miz for? They're about 2 weeks ago. I'm over this. Like, they need to do something with it because just doing this every week. There are ones that are still funny. I'm not gonna lie, they are still funny to an extent. But man, give me some. Why? At this point, why? I have to know something. Delilah took Samson's power by cutting his hair. Alexa took the Fiend's power. That was the story. And if they go right back into it, like I'm cool with that. I don't know though. This whole White Rabbit stuff is just crazy to me. They should explain why Dexter. Yeah, they should definitely. I'm 100% with you. At the very least, give me that. Dexter, why are you doing this? He's my favorite actor. Like, it's that simple, man. Just give me something stupid like that. You got to give me something. Just stop having Dexter do this unless there's a reason for it. We got a picture. Oh, no, I'm not going to jump the gun. That's a little bit after that. So after that, like I said, Dakota Kai picked up the win. So good for her. After that, we get Gargano walking backstage to the ring, and then there's Dexter sitting on one of the things, and he's petting Miz like he just got done choking him out. Gargano walks, and then he's like, hold on a second. Nice throwback to NXT. He's like, I knew this. And he went back, and he started to, he looked, and Miz is out, Dexter's gone. And he goes, oh, that Dexter. And he walked off. Very funny thing. Miz popped up, though, like, oh, and he had a picture that Dexter drew for him. That it's not enough because there was nothing on that picture that tells me why he's doing it. At this point, hey, if we can get this to WWE, just tell them to make it that Dexter's doing this because Miz is his favorite actor. I would die laughing if that's the only reason he's out there stalking this man and kidnapping him. I just think it's hilarious. I will check it out after the show, man. I just wasn't on Twitter that much tonight. So after that, we go to Damage Control. They're backstage and they're praising Kai for her win, and they're talking about the contract signing that they got coming up with Bayley, where no girls are allowed to come out. It's just going to be one-on-one, Becky and Bayley. So that'll be interesting because all the other girls are always involved. So we're getting one-on-one. I like it. Come back. Otis versus Gargano time. This match, it was another one where the storytelling here, it wasn't the psychology, it was the storytelling here that was phenomenal by Johnny Gargano. I always see people calling this man Johnny Sameface. I don't know what the heck that nickname is about because that man was selling things with his face tonight during this match. He's clearly outmatched by Otis with the power and size and strength. Like, It's clear as day. And that was the story they told here. It was awesome. For whatever reason, Johnny Gargano at one point started getting the momentum and he started doing his thing. And I was like, okay. And I'm believing it because of the way they've told the story here. It is a fun match to watch. This might be my favorite match of the night, and that's over the Mustafa Bobby one, which was just, it was another good match. I like this one more just because of the storytelling involved with it. Excuse me. He's on the outside, Theory's on commentary, and Johnny Gargano jumps on this man instead of staying on Otis. And he's like, what are you doing, bro? Then he goes to go back in the ring. The ref is distracted, so you know what's coming. Theory comes with the briefcase and smacks him over the back with it, rolls him in. Otis picks him up, power slams him down. 1, 2, 3. Otis just beats Johnny Gargano. Thank you. I love Otis. I know El Capitan here. He's not a big fan of Otis. I love Otis. And to see this man pick up a win like that is awesome. I don't care if there's funny business involved. That don't bother me. I just love that the man got a pin over Johnny Gargano. Johnny Same Face, I think, came from Jim Cornette. I don't. That makes sense because the other people I see say it are big Jim Cornette people, and that's not a shot at Jim Cornette. I think he's hilarious at times, but I just don't see. I didn't see it tonight because again, there was moments where he was selling the story with his face. Johnny Gargano did a fantastic job tonight, and again, thank you for giving Otis a victory on Raw over Johnny Same Face. After the match, Theory and Gable come in and they just start beating down on Gargano. It wasn't enough that we beat you, bro. We're gonna stomp you down. And then out comes Braun Strowman. Braun comes running down. He takes out Otis, who tries to meet him at the entryway. Theory and Gable try to run, jump the barricade and all that. But Braun Strowman grabs Gable. Theory gets away. He throws him in the ring. Commercial break, come back. The match has started. And Chad Gable is giving Braun Strowman the business. Otis is due for appointments. Man, get out of here with that. You hating on this man. Some people got first names back. Otis seems to have been given a personality again from what I hear. He's just doing some more of the Alpha Academy stuff that they've been doing since they've been together. Every time he's in a singles match, though, it hasn't been nice. I'll put it that way. Tonight was a very, very big change from the last time I saw him in a singles match. I can't explain how much it excites me to see that this man got a singles victory over Johnny Gargano, who is one of the people that we know that Triple H is very high on. That's a big deal to me to see him get a win. But back to the Gable Braun Strowman match, which I literally expected this match to just be Braun Strowman destroying Gable. And about 75% of this match was Chad Gable just giving Braun Strowman the business, working this dude over. Otis he interfered and he got kicked out and he does his whole little on the rope. I love it. It's hilarious. Again, just more Otis. I love Otis. Give me more Otis, man. He gets ejected though, and Gable just keeps the offense going on Braun Strowman. He just putting in work, slamming him into ring post, drop kicking him. He hit this man with a bridge German suplex for a pin. Braun kind of messed it up when he turned over. That's a damn shame because it was so pretty how he hit it. He got a 2 count out of it. Gable lost his mind. Then he ended up going for the moonsault, landed on his feet. Braun Strowman hit him with the boot, powerbomb, got the pin. Right man won. I'm glad they let the match just go though. They made Chad Gable look legit tonight. And with Otis getting a win, you could put Alpha Academy back in the contention for the tag titles just after tonight alone. That's how good they look tonight. Gable looked better tonight than I think I've ever seen him as far as a wrestling a match against a big guy like Clubfoot Strowbeard. Gable continues to impress. Bro, you hating on that Strowman, man. I like Strowman I did not like Strowman that much before. I understood he's a big dude. I get it. You want to push these big dudes because they do help sell tickets and stuff. But man, since he's returned, he's had a different just aura to him. And for him to go out there and have the match he had with Chad Gable, it shows that he's willing to allow these guys to look good against them. Like, I don't think I ever saw this kind of small person put the work on Strowman before. Like, Gable handled him for a good minute. Chad is that good to make a guy look good that couldn't get a job in any promotion. Man, he was with CYN. What you talking about, man? Otis is the illegitimate child that Harley Race fathered with a rap. Ryder was all of it. So you're saying he's got some Harley Race in him. I'll allow it. I'll take it. I know you like Harley Race, so now you're an Otis fan. El Capitan, Otis #1 fan from here on out. I said it. It shall be done. You can't go back on it. Anyway, after Braun got up the win, they go to backstage. Bobby Lashley's getting checked out because he took a 450 splash to his arm. It was freaking phenomenal. The way he hit, the sound, and the reaction he gave to it. I literally thought this man's wrist was broken. That's how well they did with it. It's still one of them. I don't know. I don't know. I like Strowman now. I didn't like him before. I like him now. I think he's a much better deal now. But yeah, Bobby sold the arm thing so well. So they're in the back, they're checking on his arm, and then he basically lets it be known he's pissed with Rollins. And after Riddle's done messing him up in the fight pit, he's going to finish him on Raw next week when he puts his United States title on the line against Rollins. We have a big show next week. I don't think Bobby Lashley walks out of Raw next week with the United States title. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't think it happens. I think Bobby's title run is coming to an end. I would like to see him move on to Roman. Probably won't happen. But Bobby versus Rollins in a rematch next week, I just don't see Bobby coming out. What you doing down there, kitty cat? Sorry about that. So after that, we go to Bianca and Bayley's contract signing. Very good segment. I usually hate contract signings because they're always the same thing. And whereas this one was kind of the same thing, Bayley's promo, awesome. Bianca's promo, the best one she's had in a long time. Her facials, her delivery, her attitude with it all, so good. And the fact that she just sat there and was listening to Bayley run her mouth and talk all that nonsense. Bayley was like, there's more to the ladder match than just this. And then finally Bianca's like, shut up, signs the contract, and then lets it be known, like, cuts just, again, this might be the best promo work I ever saw Bianca do tonight. So it was great. And then at that time, Bayley's like, what time is it? Speaking of the girls, and they go backstage, Dakota and Io are beating down Alexa in the back. Asuka's just sitting there on the ground. She got a chair wrapped around her leg. Apparently, they took her out of her leg. So Bianca gets attacked by Bayley. Bayley drops her on her head. It looked nasty at first, but obviously Bianca kept fighting. So she's fine. She ends up escaping Bayley, runs back to save the day. Asuka's just crying in pain because her leg, they put the chair over her leg and stomped it. I'm assuming that's why she's crying. And then Alexa's just, I'm so bad. I want to challenge Io Sky to a match. And we have the match. Only problem with that match is it's the main event. I do not like when the main event happens just randomly throughout the show. The main event should be the one match that is set in stone, at least at the very latest, the beginning of the show. It should be the one you're promoting the show with beforehand. And if you go into the show, the opening segment should make the main event. Doing it like in the third hour is very, very weird. And it's just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's just me, though. I've talked about this before. I think it's a very stupid thing to do. Rollins needs redemption championship-wise. I don't think so, man. He's been doing great work. He don't need a title. There you go. Seth is kind of transcended, needed a title. He's a legit top 10 guy worldwide. No, yeah, I don't think he needs a title. If he's going for any title, it should be the top title. And the United States title, I know they want to make it a big deal. Put it on Seth. I'm sure he'll do just as good a job as Bobby Lashley, but I don't think he needs it. I just don't. Main event should be the match between the two biggest stars. I don't buy into that one either. I think it just should be the match that's selling the show for the night, and it should be announced prior to the show or in the very first 10 minutes of the show. If you're telling me that you're picking your main event in the third hour of the show, it tells me that you guys didn't have a plan. They clearly did that in kayfabe, though. You tell me you don't have a plan. You're like, oh, well, this match that just happened because of an attack, that can go ahead and main event. Why? You telling me that Mustafa Ali and Lashley, I would have accepted that over Alexa and Io just for the fact it happened so late. Not a shot at Io. I love Io. I think she's phenomenal, and I'm a big fan of Alexa. It has nothing to do with that. It's just weird to do this that late in the show. But then we come back. It's time for that Solo Sikoa Angelo Dawkins match. Loved it. This is where you see Montez kind of wobbling around, so he ain't healthy enough to go for Extreme Rules. You saw a little bit of dissension. I think the most dissension we've seen between Jay and Sami happened tonight. They got up on the apron and started arguing. The ref tried to get him down. Solo Sikoa hit a super kick, went for the pin. Ref was too distracted. By the time he came back around, 1-2, Dawkins kicks out. So now Solo's pissed. And then Sami tries to walk away as Jay's kind of giving the eye, and Solo's yelling at both of them like, what the heck's going on here? And then Solo gets thrown out of the ring, and then Sami tries to help him. Jay comes over, that's my brother, and he pushes him. He tries to help him. It's like, yo, stop it, yo. Stop fighting. Bloodline. Y'all the ones. Together. As one. That's how it should be. But then Jimmy has to come over and separate Sami and Jay, and at that time, Angelo Dawkins comes flying over the top. Sami says, peace. The Usos get taken out. Sami gets in his face, says, what are you doing? You can't do that, yada, yada, yada. Dawkins goes to punch him, misses by a clear mile. Sami sells it anyway. Excuse me, because that's what he does. Then Angelo goes in the ring just in time to get an enziguri from Solo Sikoa, and then Solo Sikoa ends up getting the victory here. Afterwards, Sami comes in, raises his hand. All good between Solo and Sami. That's all I want to see. But again, the most dissension we've seen between the two a week prior to the Roman Reigns Bloodline show on Raw next week that they really promoted the hell out of tonight. Roman Reigns will be here next week. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see anything come of that next week. It'll be interesting. He's going to borrow the 24/7 title. That's what I say. But it was another good match. So we had 3 matches tonight that they were new matches. They were new matches. All the matches tonight were good. Even the Candace Dakota one, it was a little sloppy a little bit, but it wasn't bad at all. It was a good match. But we'll keep going. Theory in the back is with Alpha Academy, and he's telling the story and then basically says, hey, next week, me and Johnny Gargano, and I'm going to teach him a lesson. So next week, we're getting Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano. We're getting the Bloodline. We're getting Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley for the United States title. It's a very good show that they stacked up for next week, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. We know the main event for next week. It's one of those matches. It's one of those 2 matches for sure. That's how we should be doing it, not giving it to us in the 3rd hour. From there, we get an Edge promo where he's just very calm, very collective, and he goes, this version of Edge, this is Adam. And he's saying he's running out of time, His daughters, they're looking at him differently. The DX reunion as well. Yes, this next week's show is stacked completely. Thank you for reminding me there, both of you, Courtney and El Capitan. So it's a nice promo. It goes on a little bit too long, and that was all it was. And he's just talking up the match he's having with Finn and how Beth is a little bit scared for him. The kids are looking at him differently because he's making all these noises, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And, yeah, that's the promo. And now let's hit these real quick. Quite a bit of interference tonight wasn't there. They're all helping tell stories. That's that shit don't bother me. I'm not that person. Interference shit don't bother me. It all made sense to me, so I'm good with it. DX reunion next week, if you didn't know, without Daddy Ass. I'm sure we're going to get plenty of the Scissor Me Daddy Ass chants, though, going, so he'll be there in spirit. But then again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Billy Gunn shows up. Wouldn't that be absolutely crazy? They didn't promote. They wouldn't, though, I guess. But they showed it was just going to be Jesse James, HBK, Triple H, and X-Pac. But, man, that'd be pretty wild if Billy Gunn showed up. That'd be cool. So now it's time for the main event. Alexa and Io had themselves a good match. This is one of Alexa's better matches. Alexa has some good matches. She has some bad matches. This is a good one. It helps that Io is her dance partner here because Io delivers all the time. At one point, Alexa looked like she was about to win. Hey, we'll see. Give me go home shows a lot of slack because you have to keep your money match folks out of the ring to prevent injuries. There you go. I accept that part. I accept that explanation 100. You got the scissors. Yeah, bro. I'm not saying he will be there. It'd be very cool if he was, though. Back to the match. Alexa Bliss, she about had it won, but then Bayley's climbing in the ring. So Bianca comes over there, yanks her out. They start fighting. Then Dakota comes, helps. Bianca gets thrown into the steps. She's out of it. At this point, I think Io ends up winning because I can't remember. Things kind of started happening too fast. I paid attention to something else, looked back, the match was over. Io, I'm pretty sure, won this match because she definitely should. After that, they just start beating down Bianca and Alexa. Asuka comes running out, and she's like hobbling on her leg, and she's got a kendo stick, and she smacks the shit out of Dakota Kai. But then Io Sky drop kicks her, and then they bring her. She tries to climb in the ring, and they drop the ladder on her leg, and then they just start beating the hell out of her too. And after they beat all three, Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca, all three of them just got the holy hell beat out of them. And then they brought the ladder in, stood it up. Bianca got laid out under the ladder as Bayley climbed it, holding her title up. Then Dakota Kai and Io climbed up the sides. They held their title up. Very cool shot. But then for whatever reason, they started promoting Extreme Rules, and they took away from the shot. And it's like, yo, that should be the lasting shot. Do that, fade away, end show. Ooh, that was a little thing that agitated me a little bit more than it probably should. But they did cut back to it, but then it went away, and it was, I don't know. Bad production right there. Go home shows, keep studs out to prevent injury, and aftermath shows to allow rest in between, put them in the ring. So that's the show. Again, we got a lot of stuff. The matches were all entertaining. Like, I'm very, very surprised we had such a competitive match between Chad Gable and Braun Strowman. That there lets you know things are different right now. Yeah, 100%. That's why I made fun of it, because it was too long. But she might be going back to something else right now. I hope White Rabbit ears Bucky Beaver. Yeah, that's what everybody hopes. But so that's the show. It was a good show. It didn't make me more excited for Extreme Rules, but I'm already pretty excited for Extreme Rules, so that would have been very hard to do. I liked every match. There was no segments that made me go, like the last week there was like one or two. Really enjoyed tonight's show. I suggest at the very least go watch the matches because they all delivered. Every one of them. And we got different matches. Variety, baby. Something WWE was missing for like a good forever. So yeah, I highly suggest it. So that's the show. I will take this time. If you didn't watch Buddy Wars, go back and watch it right now. We rebooked In Your House, The Great White North. Matty Laws gave it his best go, but it will be no match for the Drip King as he slayed Matty Law. Thank you. What up, Josh? Thank you for joining, bud. Thank you for joining. And yeah, go watch it if you haven't watched it, because we both did all joking aside, Matty did a great job. He did a very, very good job with his. I'm just being biased with myself. I did a fantastic job. And so whoever wins between him and him won't matter. I think the voting poll will come out tomorrow, so make sure you vote for the Drip. If not, I get it. Again, Matty did a good job. On top of that, Wednesday, I will be back on regularly scheduled hostilities as we do the Extreme Rules prediction show. Always a good time with these dudes. They're fun. They're very, very fun. Jefferson, Starship Song will be a feature on WWE and AEW. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, the prediction show. Be ready. Oh, I'm ready. I got the get up ready for old Chucky. Wrestle Buddy, they're gonna have their prediction show on Friday. I might be doing that one as well. I'm not 100% sure at the moment. And then this weekend, Extreme Rules. So we're gonna have a watch along for you. We're gonna have the news on Sunday. Bunch of stuff going on. I think we have the Wrestle Buddies. You should check out the one with Alex and Cammy that we did Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. Maybe it was Sunday. I don't know. It's on Wrestle Buddies thing, so go check it out. And if you're not watching myself and Tidy on the Positively Awesome Wrestling podcast that is on the Drip King of Wrestling YouTube channel, what the fuck you doing? Go watch it. Go subscribe to that channel and make sure you hit the notification so you never miss another show. In the meantime, I got shorts for you to enjoy. So I keep you loaded with the wrestling content. I'm rambling. I've told you where to check me out. I've told you what to look forward to this week. And that's it. So I will see you on Wednesday. Regularly scheduled Hostilities Extreme Rules prediction show. I fell a little bit short last time for the prediction show. I will not do it this time. I'm coming to redeem myself. At the very least, I'm coming to redeem myself. So that'll be fun. I'm sure I'll get slaughtered on some CM Punk stuff because things have changed for the worse in that apartment since the last time I was there. Yeah, got to prepare myself for that one mentally. But, yep, that's the show. Thank you guys for joining me. Love y'all. Goodbye. Oh, come on. Double posting.